What's up everybody? Welcome back to my channel and welcome to Vlogmas. Okay, today's video I feel like is probably going to be a little slightly bit random. I'm just going to put together a lot of clips over like a few days of me crafting, and this is going to be a craft with me video. So I thought that would be really fun. I've been doing lots of creative stuff, lots of crafts, which is really good because it's just good for my mental health. I like being creative and I haven't done it in a long time, so I'm like going full force. So I'm going to show you one of my projects, and yeah, I'm so excited. I don't have my Christmas cards near me, but I'll put in a clip of my Christmas cards. The first thing I did was I used my Cricut machine to do all the writing on the envelopes for the Christmas cards. Didn't vlog that obviously because it's people's names and addresses, so I couldn't show you, but then I did show you guys putting all the Christmas cards together and getting those finished. Now I'm going to show you one of my current projects. I'm going to Charleston soon for Natalie's birthday, and I wanted to bring her a little birthday gift, but I wanted to do something homemade. So I did two things. First, I embroidered little keychains that are so adorable. One letter for each person in her family. So an N for Natalie, a K for Caden, and an M for Murphy. And then I also just wanted to give her a little something extra, and I thought a tote bag would be perfect because she can put the keychains like around the tote bag handles. But I wanted to customize it and do it myself because I've just been loving crafting. So I bought tote bag blanks from Walmart. They were, I want to say, around $6 a piece when you divide it out. It was a pack of 3. And I am embroidering the front with this design. It is so cute. So I'm going to tell you how I got to this point, and then we're going to continue working on it together. So first of all, let me see if you guys can see. Okay, so I did an iron-on transfer for the template, and I used a lot of different iron-on transfers to kind of combine and make this really cute design that says Mama, and it's gonna have flowers. And then for this, I did a little blanket stitch going across for the green. And then for these flowers, I used obviously different colors, but I just used satin stitch for the solid parts and back stitch for the outlining. And then you can see there's some French knots in blue on each of the flowers, which is really cute. And so I'm just gonna keep working on this, and I thought I would vlog it and show you guys. All right, here's the setup, guys. I'm gonna sit on the couch, but I thought I would show you everything first. So here's the tote bag, which I have my frame on it right now. And then here is, first of all, look at these cute pin cushions. I have 3 of them in different colors. Got them on Amazon, and they have a wooden bottom. They're so cute. So that's my pin cushion I'm using. This is my embroidery bag. It's like a mini tote that I got in New York City and customized with the patches. And then of course I also got this cow keychain in New York City from Build-A-Bear, and he's just so cute on there. So this is my embroidery bag. I have in the front pocket like all the needles and measuring tape, pens, markers, and then inside I actually have one of my projects I've been working on separately from birthday and Christmas gifts. It's like my long-term project, so getting a little bit further on this, but it's on the back burner while I'm working on these projects. So I have that. And then this is my color palette for Natalie's tote bag. Before I started, I kind of drew this design just on a scrap paper, and then I put together each color that I would want to use with it. So these are the colors I chose. We have dark green and light green, really pretty shades for all the leaves and stems. For the flowers, of course, we have the orange and pink, which you guys saw, and then I will have a blue flower on there as well. And I also thought that was cute. We have like pink for her daughter, blue for her son. I thought that might be like a little cute thing. And then the mama letters, I kind of think I might do these neutrally brown tones as a gradient. But you know, we'll see if I change my mind, but I do think that looks really nice together, and all of the colors together really blend well, which I think is cool. And then finally, I'll link this in the description of today's video, but this is from Amazon, and it is just my stacking box of embroidery floss. So I actually went through yesterday and completely organized it by color. I will say, unfortunately, it does not come from Amazon organized by color, which is so depressing. So it did take quite a long time, but it looks amazing now. And I feel like I can always find the color I need. So that's what it looks like. And I'm so excited. So yeah, we're gonna keep working on this bag and I will show you guys each stitch. I think the next thing I'm gonna work on, you guys, is the stems and the leaves on all of these flowers, which I do think is in the light green color. It's gonna look so good. So let me tell you guys what stitches they are in case you're interested or trying to make this at home. I'm using these really cool embroidery books that I bought many years ago, like in high school, I think. But I've used them forever and they're really amazing. So here's the one I'm using. Like I said, this little piece was an iron-on transfer, and then it just has instructions over here on how to do each step. So let's see, for the stems and the stems are just in a stem stitch, easy enough to remember, and it looks like the petals are granitos stitch. So that's what we're gonna do next. Alright, I just finished the stem and the leaves on the first flower. It looks so cute. So 3 more to go and those will be done. 2 out of 4. 3 out of 4. 4 out of 4 stems are complete. They look so good and they honestly didn't take me that long. So because I'm using light green right now, I'm going to head down here and do these little vines coming off of this flower. And for those, I'm just going to use fly stitch. And yeah, I'm going to use 3 strands of the light green, and I think it's really going to tie it together. So I finished the 2 fly stitches on the left, which look really good. My camera's really having a hard time today. So I just finished those and I have 2 more on the side, but first I'm going to do these 2 little like paisley shapes in the middle with dark green, just with satin stitch, because I just want to switch it up. Sometimes I get bored of doing the same thing over and over, so I'll skip doing them and move on to a new shape. So it keeps it fun. But yeah, I'm going to do the 2 paisley satin stitch, but I'm going to use the dark green color. Yes! Okay guys, I just finally figured out how to do a blanket stitch pinwheel. This took me way too long to figure out, like multiple days, multiple tries, so many things to actually figure out how to do it and do it correctly and not make it look like crap because I was really struggling. So right now I'm doing a blanket stitch pinwheel style on this little flower shape. I don't know if you guys can see that. It makes a really cute edge around the edge, and then it kind of is filled in with stripes in a way. You'll see at the end, but finally figured that out, so that's the next step. Alright y'all, I figured out the blanket stitch circle here for the little flower. And now I'm moving on to these little circles at the top. I'm going to make them blue satin stitch. And then we just have this one line going across here. I have to figure out how to do that. And then we're going to satin stitch the letters and then we'll be done. I can't believe it. And we're going to add backing to this so that it doesn't get like all ripped up on the inside using the tote bag. So I've never done that before, but I'll be sure to document that and show you guys because that'll be fun. Time for an update on my craft here. So first of all, I finished the M, which looks amazing, and it's really been having a hard time focusing, so I don't know if you guys will be able to tell, but Angela suggested that if I outline the letters, maybe they won't look so jagged. Like you can see the A kind of looks jagged along this edge. So on the M, I just did a small back stitch around the outside of the satin stitch, and it really looks so good. I feel like it looks complete, and it tied it together. So I'm gonna keep that technique going all the way across. I'm almost done with the second A, 2 more letters, and then this line across the top, and then it'll be done. So I'm really excited, and it's starting to look really nice. Lunch break, and I'm having, you guessed it, Italian beef, my last one because we're gonna run out, but it is so good. Third M is done, or sorry, third letter is done. It looks so good. And I just have the A in the line. I don't know why I'm avoiding this line like the plague. Like, I do not want to do the line. I don't know why, but we'll get there. It's almost done. Alright guys, we're on the last step, so I had to check in with you guys and tell you, first of all, it looks really cute. But I just did the straight line that I've been procrastinating, mostly because I didn't want to do it. It's like a whipped chain stitch, and I've never done that before, and I just don't want to learn because, you know, it's easier to not, but we have to figure that out. So I just did the dark green part first, which is like the base, and I did it in a chain stitch, and I'm sure you guys, my camera won't show you. Oh, there you go. Yeah, you can see. Did a chain stitch, and now I'm going to whip it with the light green, and I think it's gonna look super cute, so let's do it. Guys, it's time for the most exciting part. We finished the whipped chain stitch, which I have to tell you was not as bad as I thought it was going to be. It was actually quite easy, and it looks really nice. And now we get to do the best part, which is taking off the hoop. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I've been working on this for so many days. Oh my gosh. This is like my first time embroidering like a product, like a true item that someone's going to use, which I think is really cool. So, okay, I just took it off. It's obviously very wrinkly. So we're gonna, not wrinkly, but you know, it has the imprint. So we're gonna iron this and then it will be done. Guys, I'm so excited.